everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be a 65-minute level 3 foam roller class. So I have a long foam roller, it's about 90 centimeters and it's a hard foam roller. So you want something that you are able to stand on. If you don't have a foam roller, you could do this class without it. It definitely won't be anywhere near as challenging because we use the foam roller mostly to challenge our stability. It's so ridiculous. But also we use it at the end to do a little bit of myofascial release. If you don't have a foam roller but you have some like PVC pipe, like quite wide PVC pipe at home, you could always use that. It would probably be better if you covered it with something that was a little bit softer, but you could do that. Can't remember what I was going to say. If you enjoy these classes, please remember to like and subscribe and tell a friend. And if you've got comments or feedback, please let me know in the comments section below. We are going to get started right away with a fairly intense plank series. So if you need to warm up your wrists, please do that. And then we're going to start in a high plank. Your feet will be tucked on the roller and the roller will be towards the back of your mat. Starting in a high plank pose, toes are tucked under on the roller. Engage through the legs, draw the hands back towards the toes, draw the toes towards the hands. And gentle tenting through the fingertips so your palms aren't flat to the floor. You're going to elongate through the back of the neck, crown of the head is reaching forward. You're going to take 5 more slow deep breaths here. From here, you're going to just invite a little bit of movement. So you're going to press the floor away from you. You're going to rock back a little bit into the roller. The roller will roll forward a little bit. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw yourself forward. So your shoulders come a little bit forward of the wrists. Inhale, press yourself back. Exhale, roll yourself forward. You can make this movement as big or as little as is available in your body. Some of it will depend on how long your limbs are. And then come back to center. From here, you have the option to drop to the right forearm. Otherwise, bring the right hand a little bit more towards center. You're going to pivot onto the edges of the feet, coming into a side plank. So the inside of my left foot is on the roller and the outside of my right foot is on the roller. And then the same thing here, just inviting a little bit of movement. So it's going to be a really small movement here. This is a lot of shoulder stability. If it doesn't feel good, please drop down to your elbow or just stay still or lose the roller. And then you're going to bring yourself back through center. We're going to come straight to the other side. Ground down through the left hand. Windshield wiper the feet to the other side. Bring the right arm up to the sky. Take a couple of breaths to get stable here. And then if it feels available to you, you can start to invite a little bit of movement back and forward. And then from here, we're going to come back to our plank pose. Trying to keep that roller as still as you can. You're going to bring your right forearm down and your left forearm down. Now we're in our forearm plank. From here, you might need to set your knees down. You're going to flip onto the top of the right foot, top of the left foot, and then just walk that roller in a little bit so it's kind of at the bottom of your shins. Keep your forearms parallel as you inhale. Press the floor away from you. Make an angle from your shoulders to your elbows. And then as you exhale, pull yourself back into that plank. Inhale, come into a long plank. The roller will slide up the shins. And then as you exhale, engage your lats. Pull yourself back. As you go back, I don't want you to drop your hips. So only go back so far that you're not making a little bird bath in your lower back. I'm going to do 3 more here. You're going to stay in your forearm plank. Angle that right forearm in. Option to stagger the feet coming into this side plank, or to make it harder, you will stack the left shin on top of the right. Stay here. Option to bring that left hand down if you need a little extra support. We're going to go for the same thing here. So as you inhale, press the floor away. The roller will roll up the shins. And then as you exhale, engage that lat. Pull it towards you. Inhale, press it away. Exhale, draw it in. We've got 3 more. Last one. Then we're going to take it straight over to the other side. So bring the left forearm down. Decide if you want to stack the feet or stagger the feet. And then on your next inhale, create an angle from the shoulder to the elbow, press the floor away. And then as you exhale, pull it back in. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, back to your side plank. 3 more here. And then come back to your forearm plank. Ooh, I'm feeling very much awake now. Your forearms are going to stay parallel. If you need to interlace the arms because this is uncomfortable on your shoulders, do so. Otherwise, try and keep the palms flat and the forearms parallel. We're going to come to a dolphin. So take an inhale, and then as you exhale, you're going to pike the hips up. The roller is going to roll down the shins towards the feet. It's not going to be your deepest dolphin. And then as you inhale, roll it away. You might have to adjust where the roller is on your legs. Exhale. Draw the roller up in towards your elbows as you pike your hips. Head is relaxed. Inhale, roll it away. We're just going to do 3 more here. Last one. And then bring it down. From here, you're going to roll that roller all the way and set the knees down. Press up onto the hands. You're going to reach back, take that roller, line it up with the long end of your mat. Get rid of any kinks in your mat. You're going to align it with the left side of your mat. Your left shin is going to come to the mat. Your easier option would be your left toes tuck on the floor behind you. Your harder option is the whole of your left foot is to the roller. Bring your hands forward and then shift forward so you're setting up into a tabletop with your right leg long. Ground down through the feet. Stabilize that roller. Take an inhale. As you exhale, keep your spine in neutral. You're going to float that right leg up. And then inhale, set it down. Exhale, float the right leg up. Inhale, set it down. So here we're trying to keep the roller as still as we can. Don't let your face fall towards the floor. And you're trying to keep your hips and your shoulders pretty neutral to the floor, lifting from the glute and the hamstring of that right leg. We're going to do 2 more like this. If this is challenging enough, you can certainly stay here. Otherwise, we're going to add the left arm. Take an inhale. As you exhale, the left arm reaches forward as the right arm reaches back. Inhale, tap fingers and toes to the floor. Exhale to lift. Inhale, tap down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, tap down. We're going to go for 5 more. Keep extending through the crown of the head. We're going to hold this last one at the top. The arm is going to keep reaching if you can. Keep both hips facing towards the floor. Take an inhale. As you exhale, the right kneecap keeps facing down as you just float the leg off to the right. Inhale it, bring it back to center. Exhale, float that leg off to the right. Inhale, bring it back to center. We're just going to do 3 more. Keep reaching through the left fingertips. And then you're going to bring it down. Step that left foot back into a plank. Roll the roller to the right side of your mat. And then you're going to set your right shin on the roller, setting up for the second side. Toes down or toes lifted, your preference. Set up your hands, send that left leg long. Take a nice deep inhale. Stabilize through the right leg. As you exhale, float that left leg up behind you. The first one's always the hardest. Inhale, tap it back down. Exhale, float it up. Inhale, tap it back down. We're going to do 4 more of these. Inhale, tap it down. You have the option to stay there or add the right arm as you exhale. Lift the arm and leg, lengthen away from the midline. Inhale, come back to center. Just say lengthen away from the body. Exhale, reach through the fingertips and the toes as you lift. Inhale, bring it back down. We've got 6 more here. Last one, we're going to hold it at the top. Keep the right arm reaching if you can. Take an inhale. As you exhale, float the left leg off to the left. Don't drop the hip. Don't open the hip. Exhale, back to midline. Inhale it out to the side. Exhale it back to midline. You've got 3 more. Bring the right hand and the left foot down. Step it back to a plank pose and then send yourself up and back to a downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale. Big open mouth exhale. As you inhale, keep the upper body as it is. You're just going to bend the knees. They'll come to hover on either side of the roller. And then as you exhale, straightening your down dog. Inhale, come into this long bear position. And then as you exhale, downward dog, just starting to load up through the quads. One more here. And then we're going to roll that roller back over towards the left edge of the mat. That left shin is going to come back onto the roller. Again, setting yourself up with the toes tucked or the toes floating, the right leg behind you. This time we're going to bend the right knee. We're going to come into a donkey kick, and then we're going to do fire hydrants. So as you inhale, you're going to tap the right knee towards the floor. It's probably not going to touch it. And then as you exhale, lifting from the glute and hamstring, the sole of the foot comes to the sky. Inhale, lower the knee, don't drop the pelvis. And then as you exhale, lift it up. If you want to make this harder, you can float that left arm either straight out in front of you, or you can float it off to a capital T out to the left. We're going to do 4 more here. And then you're going to bring it down so you're in a floating tabletop. So your right shin is floating above the floor. Inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to fire hydrant. So that right leg comes out to the side, keep the knee bent. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, send the leg out to the side. Inhale, bring it back in. We've got 6 more. Once again, you take that left arm wherever you need to challenge yourself. Bring the left hand down, step the right foot back. Step the left foot back, high plank, and then take the right hand, roll the roller over to the right side of the mat. Set up for the right side, bringing your shin where you want to. Grounding down through the hands, taking an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to bend the left knee, curl that left heel in towards the glute. This side is always way harder for me. Inhale, you'll lower the knee down. And then as you exhale, you'll donkey kick. Inhale to lower down. Exhale to donkey kick. Option to float the right hand. We've got 6 more like this. Keep that right arm floating if you can. We're going to do fire hydrants. Inhale in your floating tabletop. And then as you exhale, take that leg out to the side. Inhale, bring it back in. Exhale out to the side. Inhale, bring it back in. So this doesn't have to be a huge movement. So if you happen to be looking at me, you would see that my range of movement is not huge. I don't really care about how big your range of movement is. I care that you're activating the muscles that we want to. So I'd prefer that you kept your alignment really well and didn't have a huge range of movement, then you just kind of twisted and turned and flopped and flailed. We've got 1 more here. Set the left leg back, set the right hand down, step back to a plank. That roller will come to the center of your mat again. And then send yourself back into your downward dog. Take a nice deep inhale and a nice deep exhale. That roller is lined up with the center of your mat. You're going to shift forward back into plank pose. Walk yourself in your plank so that your chest is pretty much in line with the top end of your roller. And then you're going to come and lie down all the way onto the roller. So I want your chest supported on the roller, and I want your pelvis supported on the roller. You're going to reach your hands out in front of you, your legs along behind you. You can have your toes tucked. You've got 2 options here. You can keep your head down, or you can come into this kind of baby cobra, bringing in some thoracic extension, but you're pressing the pubic bone down into the roller. So already here, this is really active. I'm working through my upper back. I'm lengthening through my lower spine. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, keeping that roller still, you're going to float the left leg and the right arm. Inhale, bring it back down. Exhale, float the right leg and the left arm. Inhale, bring it back down. Exhale to switch. Inhale through center. Exhale to switch. Inhale through center. Now you can play around with keeping both arms floating at the height of the chest, and then when you're lifting the respective arm, you'll obviously just lift it higher. Or you could play with keeping both legs floating and then just lifting one higher to challenge your balance more. If you're feeling super stable and balanced here, you can try floating all of your limbs from a Superman and then just lifting a little bit higher from there, opposite arm, opposite leg. Obviously, way harder. We'll do 1 more on each side, or wherever you are. Make yourself even. And then take a little relax down on the roller. Release your extensions. We're going to come into a balance challenge. So you're going to float both arms and both legs. If you were already doing it before, then you'll know where we're going. If not, then this is going to be your challenge. So start by floating your legs, hug your inner thighs towards each other, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, see if you can reach both of your hands out in front of you. If this is super easy, you're going to take an inhale long, and then as you exhale, you're going to cactus the arms. See if you can bring the chest up a little bit more without just cranking the chin forward. Inhale, you'll reach the arms back along into your Superman. Exhale, you'll cactus the arms. Inhale, you'll reach long. We've got 3 more breaths here, whatever you're doing. And then bring yourself down. From here, we're going to come and lie on our sides on the roller. So your right forearm is going to line up with the short edge of your mat. And then so my shoulder is kind of like, or my upper arm is kind of just in line, a couple of centimeters away from the top of my roller. My right hip is floating, my right hip is stabilizing me on the roller. Your left hand can be down. Right palm down will give you more stability. Lengthen through the crown of the head and the toes. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to float the left leg up. Keep the knee facing the front of your mat. Inhale, slow lower down. Exhale, float it up. Inhale it down. If you wanted to make this harder, you would come up onto the right elbow. So your right hand would cradle the side of your head. I can't do it, but if you're there, then go for it. We're going to do 3 more here. Keep pressing the floor away. Don't sink into that right shoulder. From here, you're going to keep that left leg floating like a scissor. Trying to keep yourself stable. The roller doesn't move to the best of your ability. You're going to inhale, float the left leg forward as far as you can without curling through your spine. And then as you exhale, you're going to float it back behind you as far as you can without thrusting your ribs and your belly forward. Inhale, you're going to float the leg forward. And then exhale, you're going to float it back. We're going to do 3 more in each direction. Gaze is wherever is most comfortable for the neck. And then you're going to bring it down. And we're just going to switch sides. Little cameo from Poppy. So I'm going to turn around. You can just flip over to the other side. Our left hip is going to be supported on the roller. Our left shoulder is above our left elbow. Left palm is flat to the floor or cradling your head. You can have your right hand down on the floor if you need to. Otherwise, bring it to your hip. Lengthen through the spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're just going to float that right leg straight up. So try not to bring it forward of the hip. Inhale. Float it down with control. Exhale to bring it up. Inhale to float it down. We've got 6 more here. Last one. Bring that leg down to hover at the height of the hip. Keep the pelvis stable as you inhale. Just float that right leg forward. Exhale, float it back. So if you're doing this properly, you don't really want your pelvis to move. So I would prefer that this was a really tiny movement, but you didn't move anything except for your leg. You're going to build strength a lot better that way than just kind of rolling all over the place. 2 more in each direction. And then you're going to float it down. From here, we're going to make our way onto our back. So it's not going to be a pretty transition. Make sure you're facing the top of your mat. or a top of your mat, and you're going to scoot yourself all the way to the top end of your roller so that when you roll down, your head will be supported. You're going to bring your legs out in front of you, float your arms, try and keep your heels down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to C curve through your spine. So send your spine back in space, gentle tuck of the chin, shoulders away from the ears as we start to peel ourselves down the roller. See if you can get every little vertebrae to hit. Roller really gives you feedback as to whether you're doing this evenly or not through your spine. And the head will come down. Readjust yourself if you weren't quite where you needed to be. Inhale, reach those arms overhead. Don't let the rib cage arch. And then as you exhale, float those fingertips all the way up towards the sky. Gentle tuck of the chin to the chest. My fingertips are reaching forward. I'm keeping my head back in space, peeling my spine up off the roller. Try and keep your heels down. Try and keep balance through the pelvis. Inhale, sit tall at the top. Exhale, slow roll yourself down. If you want to make this harder, we are going to add on eventually, but if you want to make this particular part harder, you will bring your feet closer towards you and try and keep your heels down. Feet further away from you will make it a little bit easier. Inhale, reach those fingertips long. Exhale, fingertips come to the sky. Gentle tuck of the chin of the chest as you peel your spine off. Try not to just crank your neck forward, so almost think about gently pressing your head back in space, lengthening the back of your neck, using your abdominals to pull you up. Keep pressing that belly button to the spine. Inhale, sit up nice and tall, stack. Exhale, slow roll down. We're going to do one more just like this. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, slow roll yourself up. Don't worry if you have to take a couple of breaths to roll yourself up. Inhale yourself nice and tall. Exhale, we're going to roll down the same way. Inhale, reach the fingertips. Exhale. Fingertips will come to the sky. Peel the head off. As you feel the lower back come into contact with the roller, you're going to float the right leg up. See if you can get it to a tabletop leg. Keep your balance as you come all the way up. Inhale at the top. Keep it floating as you exhale. Harder will be keeping a tabletop leg. A little bit easier will be allowing that leg to go long as you come down. When that lower back hits the roller, you can set that right foot down. Peel the rest of the way. Inhale, reach the hands. As you exhale, fingertips to the sky, gentle tug of the chin. Once you feel the lower back in the roller, you can start to float that left leg. Harder will be the leg coming closer into tabletop. Easier will be the leg being a bit longer. Inhale, sit tall, balance through the pelvis. And then as you exhale, start to reverse the process. Trying to the best of your ability to keep that roller still, which is obviously really, really hard. Inhale, reach long. We're going to do 3 more on each side. Oh, sorry, we're going to do 2 more on each side. Take it to 3 on each side in total. You will feel your hip flexors working a bit here, and that's okay. One more on each side. Last one. Now I'm going to offer up a challenge. I'm not even sure that I can do this, but we're going to try. We're going to see if we can float both legs. You can definitely take your hands down for a bit of support, or you can stick with the single leg variation. Inhale, reach the fingertips overhead. As you exhale, fingertips reach towards the sky. Gentle tuck of the chin to the chest. Once you feel the lower back in the roller, see if you can start to come up onto the tippy toes or float both feet. Come all the way up into your boat. Hey, I did it. And then as you inhale, sit tall at the top. And then as you exhale, this is going to be the hard part. See if you can reverse the process. Send those legs along to counterbalance the torso going back. And then gracefully or ungracefully roll yourself down. We're going to try that 2 more times. Don't worry if you can't do it. Just practice. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, fingertips will come to the sky. Start to peel the head and the chest off. Once you feel that lower back come into contact, engage the lower belly. See if you can float the feet. Reach forward. Lift your torso up. Lift the feet up into tabletop. Take an inhale, sit tall at the top. And then as you exhale, slowly see if you can roll yourself down. Inhale, reach the fingertips long. This is our last one. We'll stay up at the top. As you exhale, fingertips come to the sky. Start to peel yourself all the way up. Engage the lower belly. Float the feet. Drop through your pelvic floor. Come all the way to seated. We're going to hold this boat pose. Fingertips can come down if you need to. Take an inhale. You're going to tap the right heel to the floor. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale, bring it back to table. Inhale, tap the left heel to the floor. Exhale, bring it back to table. If this is too much, you're just going to reverse the process. So you'll be in your boat, but your feet will be on the floor, and you'll just float one leg at a time into tabletop. We're going to do 4 more on each leg. One more each side. And then set the feet down. Just bring yourself to the front of your roller. Release your hip flexors a little bit. And then from here, we're going to plant the feet. Send the hips all the way to the sky. Come into a forward fold at the top of the mat. And I just looked at my watch and it's been like half an hour, which seems incredible. Give those hamstrings a little bit of a roll out. We're going to come into our standing work. So we're going to take that roller and bring it parallel to the front end of the mat. You can definitely do this without a mat as well. So bring it parallel to the short edge of the mat. And you're going to take one foot and then the other foot, and we're going to come to standing. So take a moment here just to ground yourself. You can roll yourself to the front and the back of your foot, giving yourself a little massage through the soles of your feet, challenging your balance. My dog's going to go berserk at the horse in the field. Oye, perito, tranquilo. Solo es un caballo. No te preocupes. Okay. We're going to come into the center of our roller. We're going to ground down evenly through the feet. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, press down into the left foot. Keep your pelvis even. You're just going to float the right knee into the chest. And then inhale, set it down. Exhale, you're going to float the left knee into the chest. And then inhale, set it down. So as you're taking this march, what I don't want you to see is as you draw the knee into the chest, that you roll that side of the pelvis back towards the back of your mat and that you drop out into the outer edge of that standing ankle. I want you to press down evenly through the sole of the standing foot. And I want you, to the best of your ability, keep both of your hip points shining forward like headlights. Once you've got that, if you want to challenge your balance and create more length, you're going to take the hands up to the sky. We're just going to do 2 more on each side. Take your feet about hip distance apart. Hands can come to your heart center to start with. As you inhale, you're going to send your hips back, your chest forward, bend your knees. We're coming into a squat. Once again, don't just collapse to the inside or the outside edges of the feet. Keep even weight through both sides. And then as you exhale, you're going to press to stand. Inhale, get those hips back, counterbalance with the chest. Get as low as you can. You can reach your hands forward. I find that it helps. And then as you exhale, press to stand. If you want to speed this up a little bit, you can, and challenge your balance a bit more, but don't do it to the point where you're losing your form. We're going to do 10 more here. Four more. Bring your feet hips distance apart. Inhale, you're going to sweep the arms up and overhead. As you exhale, you're going to swan dive forward. So chest forward, hips back, legs are relatively straight. Bend your knees as much as you need to for the fingertips to reach the floor. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. See if you can get those fingertips to the shins or the roller. And then as you exhale, bend the knees as much as you need to get the hands to plant. We're going to roll over the feet. So roll the roller back, come to the tops of the feet. Whoopsies. And then don't do it slowly. And then roll it back so that you're in a plank pose. Roller is towards the bottom of the shins. Take an inhale. As you exhale, keep the upper body still. Tuck the knees into the chest. Inhale it out. Exhale it in. Inhale it out. So my spine is staying neutral. I'm using the hips and the lower belly to create the movement. I'm not tucking through my spine yet. We're going to do 5 more like this. Now we are going to tuck. So inhale, bring yourself long. As you exhale, you're going to draw the knees to the chest, round out through the upper spine, look towards the knees, really tuck into a ball. And then as you inhale, unwind into your plank. Exhale, curl into a little ball. Inhale, come back into your plank. 6 more. Last one. From here, you're going to pike the hips, draw that roller all the way towards you. See if you can roll back over the toes so that that roller comes under the soles of the feet. You can readjust, or you can do a little walk, 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 walk all the way back to the top of your mat. Inhale, come into a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Generous bend in the knees. We're going to peel up the spine. So think of a spine starting at, think of a string starting at your lower spine and then working vertebrae by vertebrae, peeling you slowly all the way up. Head and neck are the last to come up. Whew. We're going to add a twist. Float those arms out in front of you. Take an inhale. Both of your hips stay facing forward. As you exhale, you're going to sweep the right arm around along the horizon. Draw the right hip forward. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, you're going to sweep the left arm along the horizon. As you look back, draw the left hip forward. Inhale, back to center. We're going to do 4 more on each side like this, and then we're going to add. This will be our last one. Now, if that is challenging enough, you're going to stay there. Otherwise, bring your feet a little bit closer together. Take an inhale. As you exhale, same thing. Both hips keep facing forward. You'll float the right knee to the chest as you sweep the right arm along the horizon. Turn the torso to the right. Maybe fall off the roller. That's okay. And then inhale, you'll bring it back to center. A modification would just be to come to the toes of that lifting leg. So as you exhale, you'll sweep the left arm back, maybe to the left toes, or maybe that left knee can come to the chest. Inhale, bring it back through center. And maybe you can only keep it up for part of the movement. That's okay. You do what you can do, and then every time you do it, you'll get a little bit better. And once again, we're trying not to just drop through the hips. So keep the hips like a bucket, nice and level, both facing forward, not dropping from side to side. We're going to do 3 more to each side. Woo. 1 more to each side. Inhale, sweep those arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, you're going to swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands onto the floor. You're going to roll that roller over the tops of your feet and send it back into a plank. Readjust it so it's parallel with the mat. Bring it towards the bottom of your shins. We're going to come into pikes. So my shoulders aren't going to move. Take an inhale. As you exhale, someone's pulling you by your hip creases straight up towards the sky. Come to the tippy toes. Look towards your feet. And then inhale, roll yourself back. As you exhale, engage through your lats, your hip flexors, your abs, and then your back muscles as well. They're going to help to get your butt up. And then inhale, roll it out. We're going to try for 8 more. Last 2. Ooh. Last one. And from here, you're going to draw it all the way in, roll that roller over the feet so that you come back to standing on the roller. Adjust your mat. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Feet together will make this much harder. Generous bending through the knees. Once again, we're slowly going to peel the spine up. So try and keep your chest towards your thighs for as long as you can. Keep your ribs towards your belly button for as long as you can. And slowly, slowly, slowly roll your way up. Obviously, the slower you do it, the harder it is. Whew. Those pikes are hard. Okay, you're going to bring the feet hips distance again. We're going to come back into some squats, but first we're going to try a fun little balance challenge. You're going to walk yourself all the way over to one edge of your roller. As always, you can definitely be in front of a wall for this. I should have mentioned that way earlier. You're going to take your right leg, so I'm at the right edge of my roller. You're going to take your right leg, You're going to step it in front of your left. Then you're going to press down into the right foot, step the left foot next to the right. Then you'll take the right foot and you'll step it behind the left. This is a little bit harder. And then you'll press into that right foot and you'll step the left foot next to the right. And then we'll reverse. So you'll step the left foot in front of the right, press into the left foot, and then step the right foot next to the left. And then you're going to step the left foot behind the right. You'll have to twist your pelvis probably, and that's okay. And then once you get that left foot to the roller, you'll step into it and then step the right foot next to the left. We're going to take a couple more laps that way. Like I said, you can hold on to the wall for this whole thing or a chair. And if it's too much to step that stepping foot behind, just start with practicing stepping it in front. It's a much easier movement than stepping it behind. And you can fall off a million times, that's also fine. We're going to do one more in each direction. Don't forget about your breathing. Just because we're doing something that's not necessarily matched to your breath, try not to lose your ujjayi or whatever breathing pattern you've got going on. Oh, nope, didn't nail that. And then you're just going to walk yourself a little side boogie all the way into the middle of the mat. We're going to come back down into a squat. So have your feet about hip distance apart or a little bit wider. Take your hips back, take your chest forward, come into your squat. We're going to come into single leg squats. So you're going to keep your squat, take an inhale. You're going to exhale, shift weight into the left foot, draw the right knee into the chest. Try not to let that left knee collapse. Inhale, bring it back down. Exhale, shift weight into the right leg, bring the left knee into the chest. Keep the single leg squat on the right. Inhale, bring it back down. So you might find that you need to bring your feet a little bit closer than what you normally would for a squat to help with your balance, and that's okay. I want you to keep as low as you can through the hips and the legs this whole time, and I want you to prioritize keeping that stability through the knee. So if when you come to stand on that left leg, your knee just collapses in, you're wobbling all over the place, maybe just come up onto the toes of that floating leg, or maybe take your hands to a chair until you get a little bit more stability in there. We're going to do one more on each side like this, and then we're going to add. We're going to shift weight into the left leg. Keep your chair. As you exhale, single leg chair. Bring the right knee to the chest. Come all the way to stand, tall on that left leg. Right knee stays into the chest. And then you're going to bend back into that left knee. See if you can send both hips back equally. So don't swing that left hip out to the left. And then set the right foot down. You're in your chair. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, you're going to draw that left knee into the chest. Start to extend through the right knee. Come all the way to standing. That left knee is in towards the chest still. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to start to send the hips back as evenly as you can. Single leg chair. And then inhale, set it into your squat. Exhale, the right knee comes into the chest. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come all the way to standing. Inhale, come back into your chair. Exhale. Inhale, squat. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale here. Exhale, come all the way to stand. Inhale here. Exhale, come back into your squat. Inhale, both feet down. Exhale, right knee to chest. We'll do two more on each side. Inhale here. Exhale, press all the way to standing. Inhale, bend through that left knee. Exhale. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale it here. Exhale, press to stand. Inhale it here. I'll try and get the breath pattern right. Exhale, come into your single leg squat. Inhale, set it down. We've got one more on each side. Exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale. Exhale, press to stand. Inhale. Exhale, come back into your squat. Inhale, both feet down. Last one. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, press to stand. Exhale, come back into that single leg squat. Inhale into your chair. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll yourself all the way back into your plank. This time, you're going to roll the roller all the way to the back of the mat, and your toes are going to be tucked on the roller, just like we started. Keep the roller still. Take an inhale. As you exhale, the right knee comes to the right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale it back. Exhale, left. Inhale it back. 8 more each side. One more each side. Keep your feet on the roller. You're just going to send the hips back. Maybe you walk your hands back a little bit to the roller. We're in a downward dog on the roller. Take an inhale and then an exhale. Once again, we're going to try and stabilize through the roller. Make sure you're not on a really slippery surface. Take an inhale. You're going to get light on the right foot. As you exhale, we're going to come into a 3-legged dog. So that left leg is stabilizing the roller. Inhale, you're going to tap it down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, tap it down. We've got 8 more here. Harder will be less of that left foot on the roller. So the more you're on your toes on that left foot, the further away the roller is, the harder it's going to be. 6 more. Last one. Take an inhale at the top. As you exhale, you're going to step that right foot all the way in between your hands. The ball of the left foot is going to be to the roller, and you're going to come all the way up into standing, into a lunge. Oh, are you sulking, puppy? The horse isn't playing with you. Diddums. So you're in your lunge. You're going to try and keep the roller still here. Take an inhale. You're going to dip the back knee. And then as you exhale, straighten both of your legs. Take your hands to your hips. Inhale, dip the knee. Exhale to straighten. Once again, make sure you're not rotating through the pelvis. It can be really helpful here if you're standing up if you're near a wall, get your toes to touch the base of the wall. And then if your knee hits the wall, you're coming too far forward. You need to send your weight back more. It's a good way to kind of do a little self-alignment check. We're going to do 4 more here. From here, you're going to bend through that right knee just enough to get the hands down to the floor, and then step the right foot back into that plank. You're going to send your hips up and back into your downward dog, and we'll do the other side. So decide how much of a challenge you want. Get light on the left foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you'll straight leg raise. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale, raise. Inhale, tap it down. We'll do 8 more. Trying to keep that roller still. Last one. Hold it up there, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, step that left leg all the way forward. Come all the way up to standing in your lunge. Make your adjustments that you need to. Take your hands to your hips. As you next inhale, you're going to dip the back knee. Shift your weight back a little bit more than what you think you need to. And then as you exhale, press through both feet. Come to stand. Inhale. Keep nice and even through the pelvis. Dip down. Exhale. Drive through the front foot. Press to stand. So you're driving through that whole foot. Not just the pinky toe, not just the big toe, not just the heel, the whole foot. We've got 5 more. Last one. Bend that front knee enough to get your hands to plank. Come down into your plank pose. We're going to do push-ups. If you need to drop your knees, drop them. We're going to take our hands wide. I like to turn my fingers in a little bit, but you do what's best for you. You're going to try and keep the roller still. As you inhale, your chest comes towards the floor. Don't drop your hips. Don't drop your face. Exhale, press it away. Inhale, come to the bottom, pause. Exhale, press it away. We're just going to do 3 more because that's about as many as I can do. You can, of course, pause and do more if you want to. Last 2. Remember to pause at the bottom. Last one. Beautiful. And then we're going to set the knees down. You're going to keep the roller to the back of your mat. You're going to cross over your ankles. You're going to come to sit so that your hands are now on the roller facing your hips. And we're going to set up for a reverse tabletop. So bend the knees, roll the shoulders back, open the collarbones. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press into the hands, press into the feet, come into your reverse tabletop. As you inhale, for the first one, we're just going to tap the butt down. And then exhale, lift. Inhale, tap the butt. Exhale, lift. We're keeping that roller still. We're just going to do 3 more like this. If tapping your butt all the way to the floor is not available in your shoulders, go as low as you can. Last one. And then we're going to come all the way down. You're going to take your hands a little bit wider. So make sure that they're wider than hips distance. And then roll that roller in quite close to you. Take an inhale, sit up tall. As you exhale, you're going to press back into that reverse table. This time, as you inhale, keep the roller still. You're going to send your hips back between your heels. Between your hands. And then as you exhale, come into that reverse table. As you inhale, keep the roller still. Straighten the legs, send the hips back between the hands. And then as you exhale, reverse table. Just 3 more here. And then set it down. Give your wrists and your shoulders a little bit of a break. We've got one more thing in that position. You can stay in the reverse tabletop. We'll all do that first, and then I'll give you the option to make it longer. So make sure you've got enough room on your mat. You're towards the back of your mat. Start in that reverse table. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to press into that reverse table. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to float your right leg to table. Inhale, set it down. Balance your pelvis. Exhale, left leg to table. Inhale it down. We'll do 2 more on each side. So you can see now, you can see if you're dropping through one side of your pelvis. You could stay here. Otherwise, you're going to send those legs long, come into your full reverse plank. Take an inhale. As you exhale, keep the legs straight as you float it to the sky. Inhale it down. Exhale, other leg. Inhale it down. We've got 4 more in each leg. One more. And then slowly set yourself down. You can either take your roller to the top of the mat or you can just turn yourself around so that now your feet are going to come underneath the roller and we're going to set up for bridge pose. Feet about hip distance apart. Harder will be the hands not on the floor. Easier will have the arms down to stabilize. Take an inhale. Spine is in neutral. As you exhale, you're just going to lift the hips up. Keep that roller still. Inhale, tap it down. Exhale to lift up. Inhale, tap it down. We'll do 3 more like this, and then we'll add. You have the option to stay there. Otherwise, thumbs to ribs, index fingers to hips. Make sure we're not wobbling all over the place. Inhale, tap it down. As you exhale, that right leg will float to tabletop. Press up on the left. Inhale, float it down. Exhale, press through the right leg. Float the left leg up. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, single legs bridge, right legs in tabletop. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left leg to tabletop. Inhale, set it down. We're going to do 6 more on each side. One more each side. This is going to be our last move of practice. I would probably have the hands down for this, but if you want the challenge, you're going to float them. Have the feet kind of more towards you on the roller, so they're kind of flat to the roller. As you inhale, you're going to roll the roller away from you. See if you can send the legs straight. And then as you exhale, hamstring curl back in towards you. Inhale, roll it away. Exhale, bring it in. Probably my least favorite move ever because it hurts. We're going to do 8 more. It means I need to do more of it. Last one. Hold in your bridge for an inhale. And then exhale, slowly roll it down. You're going to extend that left leg long, let it rest on the roller, and then extend the right leg up towards the sky. Grab anywhere behind the leg and start to straighten out the leg. Take a gentle point and flex through the foot. Maybe a couple of circles through the ankle. And then you're going to switch it out. Let the right leg find the roller. Let the left leg come up towards the sky. Stretch out through your hamstrings. And bring it down. Take an inhale, reach the arms overhead. ankles are on the roller. As you exhale, fingertips to the sky, slowly roll yourself all the way up to seated. See if you can keep the ankles down. And then we are going to bring that roller behind us. We're going to come into a figure four. So you're going to come and sit on the roller. I'm going to cross my right ankle over my left knee. Hands are behind me, and then I'm going to shift a little bit to the right. So now the roller is underneath my right glute. Send your left leg a little bit long, and then you're just going to roll backwards and forwards, releasing the glute, and play around with different angles. Everyone's going to feel a little bit different. You can bring this into more or less of a stretch here. And then we're going to take it to the other side. We're just going to do, these are all going to be really brief, but you can certainly pause this at the end and do all of these moves again for a lot longer period of time if you want to. And then we're just going to roll ourselves over. We're going to start by bringing the shins onto the roller. Our knees are bent. Hands are down, so we're like in a tabletop with our shins on the roller. And then you're going to lift your left knee. So now my right shin is on the roller. And same thing, I'm just going to roll those knees in and out, in and out, in and out, releasing through my tibial muscles, my perineal muscles on the outside, tibial muscles on the inside. And then you can stay on your hands. Otherwise, I would suggest coming down to your forearm. You're going to bring that roller above your knees. And we're going to come into everybody's favorite, the ITB. So this is similar to what we did at the start with that plank move, except now our body is way more supported and it's like 20 times more painful. And then you're going to roll so that you're facing down, and then we're going to roll out our quads. So you can do this kind of one at a time, shifting more to the right, kind of bending the left knee and sending most of your weight into the right quad, or you can make it more even and play around with where you feel tight. So for me, kind of up towards the top of my hip is where I feel really tight, but for some people, you might feel really tight down towards the knee or right in the center of the muscle. And we're going to start to shift it so that we're rolling out mostly through that left quad. And then we're going to shift so that we're on our left ITB, so to the side. You can have that right knee resting on the roller, or you can stack it on top of your left. I like to have my right hand down to support me. Emotional support hand. And then we're going to bring it all the way in, bring that roller below the knee, shift so that your right leg is lifted, and then you're just going to roll out that left shin. And then you're going to roll off your roller again. Like I said, please feel free to pause and spend as much time doing that as you want to. When you're ready, the roller is either going to come parallel with the long end of the mat, and then you'll lie yourself down on your spine and then bring your arms into your cactus. Otherwise, I like to take it parallel to the short edge of the mat. The roller will come somewhere on your thoracic spine that feels good for you, and you can certainly move it. If you're in this, if you're in the same position as me, horizontal to the short edge of your mat, you can lift your hips and kind of just roll back and forward, up and down through the thoracic. Your head is supported in your hands. If you're lying with your whole spine parallel to that roller, you can bring your arms into a cactus position and work on straightening and bending through the elbows, reaching towards the top of your mat and down. And then when you're ready, you're going to find your final kind of resting position here, just letting yourself lie into the roller. If you're in this kind of T position like I am, maybe you take a pillow or something behind your head. You could bring your legs to Supta Baddha Konasana. Just letting your chest open wherever you are. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose and a big open mouth exhale. And as always, feeling free to stay in any of these positions or keep rolling or stretching, whatever feels best for your body. And today, as you go forward, may you have calmness in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and clarity in your heart. Namaste.